Rock 108, Iowa's Pure Rock. Hey, it's Ned hanging out in the studio today, and I cannot wait till Friday the 13th in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at Club 5 inside the U.S. Cell Center because there's an amazing band coming. I've been listening to these guys for numerous amount of years, and that is Hollywood Undead. And I've got Johnny from Hollywood Undead right on the phone with me. How's it going, man?
Good, bro. Good, bro. How are you, man?
Staying alive. I'm full of food. We were kind of talking about food previous to this, and
about getting fat. Basically.
Yeah, exactly, right? Staying healthy as much as we can and doing what we do.
Yes, very tough job.
I imagine it's probably more difficult for you though because you're out in the road, going to all these different places that have all sorts of different food. I assume. So while you're on the road, what would you say is probably your favorite food to consume?
Well, dude, pizza, I guess. I hate saying that because it's the fattest of the bunch.
But it's the best, though, man.
I really like pizza. I try and keep it pretty tight on the road because if you eat bad and you're drinking beer and all this stuff, your family won't recognize you when you get home. So you have to keep it in some order. So
right.
I try to eat salads, but end up eating quite a bit of pizza.
It's the best, man. Of course. Okay, well, in that case, there's always that debate of who has the best pizza. Is it New York or Chicago?
I like New York pizza, but that's because I don't like too much bread, and their deep dish in Chicago is like, it's a whole loaf of bread with cheese on it. And it's good. Don't get me wrong, it tastes good, but afterwards I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack, so I try and stay away from the ones that will actually kill you. Yeah,
definitely. Now, obviously, Hollywood Undead back on tour again, man. It's been a little bit of time since you guys have been coming on tour, and how come bringing back now? You got a brand new single, California Dreamin', out right now, which is just burning up charts all over the place, which is great. What kind of got you guys back on the road again?
Well, we took some time writing the record, and we took a little bit of a break. We toured so much on the last one. We were in Europe for over 8 months on the last cycle, so yeah. By the time it was all said and done, we didn't really want to see each other for a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
As you can imagine. So we took a little time. We did it, and we're happy to be back out now and stuff. And you got to take little breathers, man. Back when we were in our early 20s, it was a lot easier. Staying on the road, staying in the studio now, like we were discussing, my fatness and other things that I have to alleviate once I get home, I get a little harder. Right.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially, you guys have been doing this for a bunch of years now. And the first time I saw you guys, way back in like 2010, and you were playing at a venue called the Orbit Room in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, I know the Orbit Room real well, yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. And we all played, you never remember this, but I remember playing beanbag toss with you guys and a bunch of listeners, too. That was a fun time.
I remember. We still do that.
Oh, there you go.
I still love doing that. I always remember that. I always like doing that with people because it made me get out of bed.
Oh, yeah.
It gave me something to do.
Yeah, no,
the more the merrier. So we still do. We still bring our boards out and stuff like that. So if we have a time for a game, next Friday we'll hit it up if you're around.
Oh, I'll be around, man. Don't you worry about that. I think I'm working on doing a stage introduction for you guys, too. So I'm looking forward to doing that stuff.
All right, just don't tell people I'm fat before we come on.
Okay. Now, one of the things that always fascinated me about you guys is the amount of energy that you guys put into your shows. And I was actually looking up a couple older videos of you guys, I believe playing Rock on the Range a couple years ago. And you guys didn't have the trademark masks on. Have you guys decided to get rid of the mask, or are you doing certain shows with or without masks?
No, we always start the show with them. We just never wore them. We've never worn them the whole set.
Oh.
Because the masks I've always really liked because I like designing them and doing pictures with them. I think the visuals of them are striking, but
yeah,
I don't know how the Slipknot guys do full sets and those things because it's brutal, but they're more dedicated to us, I guess. So we usually do a few songs with it. You get that visual representation, and then we kind of take them off as we go because no one's willing to wear that for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and there's like the sweat literally dripping out of your face.
Oh, man, it's gross. Sweat and blood. And it oozing, and all the booze in your system's leaking back into the mask.
Right, yeah.
It's horrible, bro.
Just sweating out all this alcohol, and then it might just make you drunk again. Who knows?
It's a toxic cocktail, man.
Right, yeah. Now, like I said, you guys have been around for a few years, and I always ask this question to bands. The band started a bunch of years back, And obviously in the new age that we live in, everything is so digital nowadays and doing Facebook and downloads and all the above. Do you have any advice in a way for newer bands out there today to try and get out and do what you guys do?
Oof, I'm not going to lie. I always tell kids when they ask, it's a lot tougher now. There's great things about it. One great thing is you can actually put music out on your own, and people can actually listen to it with the internet.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need a major label or a bunch of money to push it and stuff like that. You have a lot more access to a lot more people. The other crappy part is people have to understand, the days of like Motley Crue and driving Ferraris are probably over. So
yeah,
you have to really be committed for your love of music, not because you have some dreams of, who knows what material stuff and all those things that, always came around with the quote-unquote rock star life. Now it's really about dedication because you care about the craft or the art form or your audience or whatever it is. So
yeah,
it's definitely tougher being in a band now in that sense, but in a good way, it weeds out people who are just in it for the wrong reasons. So,
right.
I believe in music because I love it, and it raised me, and I'm happy that I can be part of raising someone else with music. But if your goals are different than that, it's probably not something for you.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, especially being on the road and everything like that. I mean, it's just it's a lot of work, and especially with social media, kind of the way it is today. I was listening to a Nerdist podcast with Chris Pratt, actually. Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. And he was talking about how, the way that celebrities in a way have to act today is like, how much do you want to like let people know about yourself? And because we're so, in this world where we're taking pictures and sharing, posting and all this stuff, I guess in a way being in a band, it's kind of the same way. And even being in radio like myself, it's no longer that guy behind the microphone anymore. It's about what pictures can you take and what can you share and all this stuff.
I mean, dude, I'm not big on it. I've always thought social media was a little redundant and silly.
Yeah.
It's everybody pretending how cool their life is. Everybody knows it's probably not as cool as those. It's a popularity thing, and I don't get that.
Right.
Fortunately for someone like me or you, when you're like some huge actor, even if you're not taking the picture, someone else is. At least we get to have some choice.
Yeah.
I can only imagine trying to go to get a cup of coffee, and people, you have to get dressed up. I walk around in sweatpants 90% of my life.
Right with you.
So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. It's like, oh God. So those guys, obviously they make a ton of money, so I don't really feel bad for them, but it gets a little silly, man, in the lack of privacy and stuff, but social media, man, I mean, it kind of changed everything. It changed the game. It changed the scope of music, changed the scope of a lot of industries. So
yeah,
I'm actually more curious to see where it's all going to go, because I think it's only touched I saw this guy, man, he was on one of those invention shows, and it's a scanner, and it's like you get an implant, and you get scanned, and they put these scanners everywhere, and it knows who you are and what you like and all these things that accesses your social medias. And I'm like, dude, this is getting to the point where I'm getting creeped out.
Yeah, man, it's getting to a little too personal, and people take those digital vacations. They try to get away from Facebook and whatnot, but it's weird how. And I was talking to someone actually how they actually kind of building in an anxiety because they haven't checked their Facebook that morning or something.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, there's an addictive quality to all of them. The same thing with video games. You see kids these days. Well, actually, for a long time now. And you get to the point where, they can't play their video games, they're going to have a meltdown.
Yeah.
You see that too? Like, I'm just my Instagram all day.
Right.
Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is there something going to happen on there that you have to see? But, I think the companies that launch these programs know full well that they how to make these things very hard to turn away from. Because, a lot of the people I know that they use Instagram a lot talk about how much they hate it. And I think they really do hate it, but that doesn't mean they're not addicted to it.
Yeah, they just keep doing it no matter what.
Yeah, they can't stop it. So
yeah,
it's spooky.
It really is. And like you were just saying, like, where is it going to go from here? I mean, we're all so connected. And you and I are I'm 30 years old. I grew up in that time where it wasn't there. It was not always there. And I think about that, and I'm just like, I miss that in a way, of just that, like not worrying about it.
We were very fortunate because we're about the same age where we were the last kind of cusp of where we were when we were kids. There's still as normal, and those things didn't exist. You
Yeah.
had to go out and play sports and bike around, all the stuff, and now everybody, they got all the online video games. And the part that I don't feel, I at least knew the other side, man, but I feel bad for kids today, 6 years old. What's it going to be like in 20 years? Are they even going to leave their house anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, all these robots, I don't know. I'm not too conspiracy theorist, but some of it does creep me out, bro.
Yeah,
To be honest.
And like you said, like people don't need to leave. I mean, with online shopping and being able to communicate with friends through Facebook or whatever it may be, it's like, I was going outside with the neighborhood kids playing kick the damn can, and here they are,
exactly.
lighting up on Call of Duty or whatever it may be.
I know, dude. My kids, they have the iPads. They start making games for 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
3-year-olds have games, so it's like it doesn't really ever stop. And I really hope people recognize, because we might be those guys, the old dudes that say, when I was young, it was like this. They're like, shut up, old man.
Yeah.
We don't care, because they have no interest in it anymore. So, I think it's really important for parents, especially parents, to get their kids into sports and active things where they actually have to communicate with someone to their face.
Yes.
And not on a live chat.
Yep.
But we'll see how it all goes, bro.
Yeah, I guess it could go anywhere. And, back in my day, I was playing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, That's what I was doing.
I know, man. The old school stuff that you actually had to use your imagination.
Yes.
Where it wasn't given to you.
That's the best word, imagination. I feel like more people need to have that. And then, because of that, the more imagination is out there, the more bands like you guys could come together, it's possible.
No, and hopefully it gets better before it gets worse and it doesn't end up in this wacko utopia of like, everything's done for everyone. But I agree with you, man. All those kids, when they grow up thinking about those things, that's when the ones who dare to dream about, oh man, maybe I can be an artist, maybe I can do music, or whatever your dreams may be.
Yeah.
But if you're not used to using your imagination whatsoever, I don't think your goals are going to be any bigger than what someone tells you should do.
Right.
And hopefully that gets turned around. Because, it's a bummer, dude, to think about these poor kids these days.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well, of course, we went on a huge tangent about social media. Let's talk let's talk about that show. Obviously, Friday the 13th at the USL Center's Club 5 in Cedar Rapids. You have Butcher Babies on the show with you too. Have you guys played with them before? Or?
Well, we've done festivals. I've known Heidi, one of the girls in the band.
Yep.
Like, I'm going on 10 years now, long before the band. So I've known them forever, and they lived in a neighborhood in Hollywood that I grew up in and stuff. So I've known them for a long time. So we've done festivals, but we never actually toured with them. So it's pretty cool having old school friends out there. And their guitarist Henry actually did a song, played guitar on a song on our new record because he's a friend of ours. So it's pretty cool, man, to have people close to home out there. And they're a fun band. They have a lot of energy and stuff. So
yeah,
it's good to have them out.
And they're amazing too. I've seen them a couple times at a couple of festivals. I mean, when you talk about a high energy band, they're definitely up there when it comes to moving around and doing.
Well, dude, they're and then you got these 215-pound girls making guys look like putting them to shame. So it's pretty cool to watch. Absolutely
amazing. Well, of course, Hollywood Undead, February 13th at the USL Center's Club 5 in Cedar Rapids. Now, actually, I always like to ask this question to anyone, especially with the Halloween season. Are you a horror movie fan?
Oh yeah, I am. I don't watch it. I'm a wussy, man, with these things, and I'll watch them because I enjoy it. But I don't mind the experience while I'm watching, but I have a lot of trouble sleeping after.
Right. Yeah.
So when I'm on the road, actually, I watch them a lot because I know I'm on a bus with a bunch of other guys. And I don't get as freaked out.
Yeah.
So I don't watch them at home, though, because I'll be sitting there and I just start picturing it all. But, yeah, I'm definitely a big fan.
Definitely. Well, now, what if you were to pick one, which one would you choose?
Well, the one that scared me the most, which I guess is the parameter for whether it's good or not.
Oh, man.
Actually, it's old school. It's this movie. A lot of people haven't even heard of it. It's called Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah, with Sam Neill.
Yeah, there you go. But you'd actually be very surprised by how few people know that one.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, and that one was the one that I found immensely disturbing, where it was hard for me to sleep for almost a week. I was like, oh, when they're eating each other. I don't know. There's some stuff in there
right.
that really just. Now I know it wasn't well made or something. It was just a horror movie. But when it comes to quality, I really love Sam Raimi. I know his are not considered quote-unquote horror movies because they're supposed to be spastic and over the top.
Right, yeah.
But Drag Me to Hell, that one was fucking, excuse my language, that one was really great. Drag Me to Hell. But, I like the Evil Dead movies and stuff. And there's been a few, who I love is what's his name? He did Pan's Labyrinth. Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
And he did a movie called Kronos, and that one's old school.
Okay. I've never heard that one.
Yeah, that one's awesome, dude. But, to be honest with you, I would say a good 80 to 90% of horror movies aren't well made.
Yeah, and that's what makes them special, though.
The audience because they know they're going to go see it.
Yeah.
So they don't care if it's any good.
Right.
So those would be some of the ones that I really liked.
Awesome, man. I got to meet Bruce Campbell a couple weeks ago. He was doing a book signing, and he was a very charming fellow.
Is he nice? Is he a nice dude?
He was a cool dude. He was awesome. He's what I expected, and definitely one of the more fun people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, no, dude, that one movie is like dictated the course of this dude's life.
It really has.
Trippy,
Yeah.
If he wasn't, who knows? He's perfect for it because he's like this man machismo guy.
Yep.
Doesn't seem too bright. Perfect.
It's just excellent. That's exactly what he was like at the book signing I went to. It was awesome.
Oh, that is cool, man.
All right, well, Johnny, man, hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Make sure everyone out there check out their brand new single, California Dreamin', of course, being played on Hard Drive XL all around the country. Hollywood Undead is back February 13th at the USL Center's Club 5 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Tickets are still on sale, too. And go to rock108.com. You can still sign up to win tickets as well, too. So, Johnny, man, pleasure talking to you, and hopefully I'll see you at the show.
Yeah, dude, come on back, dude. We'll have a beer, play some bags.
All right, I'll be there.
Maybe we'll have a salad. No
and we'll have no pizza, just salad.
Yeah, no pizza. No. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys, and thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for calling in, dude. We'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. See you soon.
All right, see ya.